Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. This is from CNBC. You realize I'm actually getting a lot more stories from mainstream news channels. That's because mainstream likes crypto now. A lot of it does. But this is actually really big. We've heard of I Trust Capital, but now Fidelity, that manages something like 7 trillion or 11 trillion dollars or whatever in 401k investors funds, actually has given people access to Bitcoin. It's the first major retirement plan provider to do so, and this could mean billions or tens of billions of dollars in Bitcoin holdings. Now, it's going to start offering this by the end of the year, but this could actually result in some FOMO by the middle of this year, sorry. But this could actually result in some FOMO for in at least in as little as 2 months. People could actually be holding Bitcoin in their retirement funds or allocating some of their retirement funds into Bitcoin. So Fidelity Investments will offer investors the option to put Bitcoin in their 401ks by the middle of the year. So instead of just allocating to tech stocks, safe stocks, bonds, etc., you will actually be able to allocate some of your funds to Bitcoin. I actually use BlackRock, and I hope they offer the same thing. My former employee used Fidelity, but after I quit, I did switch over to BlackRock. Regulators have urged caution against involving cryptocurrencies in 401k, citing speculation, volatility, and high valuations for their concern. Fidelity Investments said Tuesday it will offer investors the option to put Bitcoin in their 401ks, making it the first provider to offer crypto for retirement savings. So, it will be available to 23,000 employers, not employees, employers. That means if you work at one of the 23,000 companies that this is being offered to, you can actually put Bitcoin in your portfolio. So they have $11.3 trillion in assets under administration. Even 1% of that is $100 billion. Even 0.1% of that is $10 billion. And that honestly could be enough to spur us in a small bull run. Fidelity is the nation's largest retirement plan provider, and its decision could make crypto even more popular in mainstream. I guess Fidelity might have overtaken BlackRock since a couple of years ago, because I've always thought BlackRock was actually number one. They're actually pretty close neck and neck, and you can bet if Fidelity is doing this, BlackRock is looking hard at it too, because we know that the BlackRock CEO has made some very positive comments about crypto in the future. So I do think Fidelity and BlackRock will eventually come in. Fidelity, we know by the middle of this year, June, July. BlackRock, maybe just a few months later, because I'm pretty sure they do not want to get left behind by Fidelity offering these plans if they are not offering these plans. And they're both citing growing interest from plan sponsors for vehicles that enable them to provide their employees access to digital assets in a defined contribution plan. Cloud and intelligence firm MicroStrategy will be the first employer to offer Bitcoin in their retirement plan. No surprise there. Michael Saylor himself is a huge proponent of Bitcoin, and since he's actually buying Bitcoin from MicroStrategy, there is no reason why he would not actually be offering Bitcoin in their retirement plan. Regulators are very cautious because of the volatility, but if you actually look at the long-term growth of Bitcoin, it makes a lot of sense for people that are younger because over the long term, Bitcoin will probably outgrow stocks. So the Department of Labor has concerns about speculation and volatility as well as valuation, but the thing is you can diversify in many different cryptos. And I do believe that if you diversify many different cryptos, it will actually turn out in 20, 30 years to be a much better return on a profit. Also, you can actually switch your assets around as well. If BlackRock offers this, I'm putting some of my assets into crypto for the growth that could possibly happen. The digital assets account needs to be a custom plan account that holds Bitcoin in short-term money market investments to provide liquidity needed for the account to facilitate daily transactions on behalf of the investor. But I really do hope that they will actually soon offer Bitcoin for longer term investments. You need to lock it down for a year or two, because the thing is, if you do that, that actually promotes long-term holding, and long-term holding takes supply out of the market. And when you take supply out of the market, obviously that pushes up the price of Bitcoin too. So if a lot of people end up holding Bitcoin in their retirement funds for 5, 10, 15 years, then obviously the price of Bitcoin is going to go up because they can't really afford to let it fail then, and B, that actually will have a lot of security value for people that invest in it, and it'll push their own price up the more Bitcoin that's locked in. In that case, I don't really think Bitcoin's ever really going to get taken over by another crypto in terms of flipping if it's like a main asset in people's retirement accounts. So that would actually push it even closer to being some kind of reserve. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.